You're welcome to Maths Clinic Series. In this video, we are continuing the series of trigonometry. In the last video, that is the video number 2, we were able to look at trig ratios. And today we are continuing solving of questions under trig ratios. And so we did example number 1, if you could remember. And we are going to look at example number 2. So with this example, the question says, find the height of the tower to the nearest meter. Find the height of the tower to the nearest meter. You can pause the video and try your hand on it if you really understood the first one that we did. Alright, let's create a bigger platform to solve this question together. Alright, okay, so from here we want to find this very height. We want to solve the height from here, that's from the down here up to the top here. That is our target. And if you look at that target being the height here, it is the opposite of the angle theta given. And we know that if we are to go for our SOHCAHTOA, the question again is, what do we have? We have the adjacent to the angle, and we are finding the opposite to the angle. We are finding the opposite to the angle. And so since we are finding the opposite and we have adjacent, the best is to go for TOA. So we can say tan theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. But the tan theta is given as 40, and opposite is what we don't know. So let me call it tower T over adjacent, which is 68. So once again, we do cross multiplication. 1 times t here will give us t, and 68 times 40 will be 68 times tan 40. So calculator can give us this easy answer. Alright, so with calculator we can have answer as 57.05877. That is tan 40 times 68, and we have to leave our answer to the nearest meter. To the nearest meter will give us 57 meters, and that is the answer. Now with example number 3, you have to find the length BC. The length BC, and this is our BC. In triangle below, leave your answer correct to 1 decimal place. And so the angle theta has been given you, one side of it has been given, and they want to find the distance BC, or the length BC. You can pause the video on this and then try your hand on it. I'm sure you've been able to do it, and your answer came as 13.3 centimeters. 13.3. So if you're able to get it correct, clap for yourself for doing it. If you're unable to do it, let's see how the solution will go. Once again, I'll give you a skeletal work on it so you can do the rest. Here we have the angle theta given, and the angle opposite has been given. The angle opposite has been given, and that is this one. And we want to find the angles adjacent. So it means we want to find the adjacent, and then the opposite has been given. So we have O and A. And once again, we can go for TOA. So we can say tan of the theta, and theta is 62, is equals to opposite TOA, opposite, which is 25, divided by adjacent, which we don't know as A. Let me call it A. So once again, we can do cross multiplication, and we have A times everything here will give us A tan 62. Alright, is equals to 25. Let me create a new space here for this. So that should give us 25. And now, since we want to make A the subject, we divide both sides by tan 62. So we are going to have 25 divided by tan 62. And so with your calculator, if you divide 25 by tan 62, you should get an answer 13.8 3 something something something, something will follow. But since we are leaving our answer in one decimal place, we can have our answer as such. Now let's look at example number 4. You can pause the video once again and give yourself a try on this. I'm sure you solved it and then you've gotten your answer. Okay, by using this whiteboard, I hope you can get more space to solve this question. So once again, we are looking at finding the distance from the girl. Oh, the girl is missing after I did the import, but don't worry, the girl was standing somewhere here. So this is our girl. All right, so girl was standing here, and the distance from the girl to the tree, that means we want to find a distance over here. Our distance over here, and put it this way. All right. Now, if you have done trigonometry, plane geometry, you might have studied about alternate angles. And with alternate angles, we can see that since this line and the line here are parallel, the angle here, that is the angle here, should be the same as the angle here. So you can call this angle 65. My writing is becoming the problem here. So 65 will be here. All right. Okay. And so since we are having this angle 65, its opposite is the tree, and adjacent becomes the x that we are supposed to calculate for. But then the question says if the height of the tree is 27, that means 27 is given for the height of the tree. And so since we have opposite and we want to find adjacent, we can still go for tan. So tan 65 will be equal to opposite 60, opposite is 27. I'm sorry for that. I'll clean this one quickly. Okay, so get a pen back. So that will be 27 divided by x. And since we are making x the subject, we do cross multiplication and we have x is tan 65 equals 27. Dividing both sides by tan 65, we can see our x then becomes, so use calculator to divide 27 by 65 and get the response. So from calculator, I have 12.590306. So maybe to the nearest meter, or we can say maybe to one decimal place whatsoever. If it's one decimal place, we get 12.6 meters, or to the nearest meter, we will say 13 meters. So that is how this question also can be solved. Now let's look at the last question under this section, and that is question number 5, which of course I will leave it for you to answer after giving you skeletal solution. Find the length SR and ST in the triangle, leaving your answer to one decimal place. So here they've defined the angle for you, and angle opposite has been given, so this is the opposite. And if you want to find the SR represents the adjacent side of the triangle, or sorry, of the angle 50, and so we are going to use TOA to handle that aspect. Then when you come to ST represents the hypotenuse of that, and that also we can use sine or cos, because if we have already find the adjacent, then it means we have the two other sides given. It means you can use either CA or TOA for it. Sorry, you can use either CA or SO for it, since that those are the two that we have. We have our OH or H, so either we say CA or that. So go through this and then get your answer. So you get 8.4 to be the first answer for finding the SR, and you get 13.1 to find for the second one. I believe you've enjoyed this lesson. Thanks so much for watching.